Today's lesson is going to be on trigonometry and the basic trig functions. So again, the three basic trig functions are the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. And again, we abbreviate the sine as sin, the cosine as cos, and the tangent as tan. When looking at the sine, cosine, and tangent, we want to remember which sides of the triangle we're talking about. So if we take a look at this triangle, ABC, we have angle theta down here in the corner. We're going to use theta as our reference angle. So we're going to start by looking for the sine of angle theta. The sine gives us the ratio of the opposite over the hypotenuse. So when I'm looking at my triangle, I have theta in the lower right-hand corner, and the side that is opposite, or the leg that is opposite of theta, is A. So my A value goes in the numerator of this ratio, and then the hypotenuse is side C. So the sine of angle theta is equal to A divided by C. For the cosine of angle theta, we want the ratio of the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So we're no longer going to be looking at side A, which is opposite of angle theta, but instead are going to look at side B, which is adjacent or next to theta. So in this case, it's going to be side B, which is adjacent to theta, over side C, which is the hypotenuse. The third trig ratio, tangent, is the ratio between the adjacent side and the opposite side. So in this case, B is the adjacent side, and A is the opposite side. Tangent is equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. If you're having trouble remembering which sides are which ratios, you can remember this phrase, so, ka, toa, which simply means that the sine is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse, the cosine is equal to the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse, and the tangent is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. And remember, the side that is opposite of theta is the one across from the angle that we're referencing, and the side that is adjacent is the one that is next to or touching angle theta. The hypotenuse is always across from the 90-degree angle. Now, it does matter which angle we're talking about. If we were to look at this triangle, but then look at the other angle, which we'll call alpha, which is this symbol up here, it would completely change what side is adjacent to and what side is opposite of the reference angle. So in this case, alpha is adjacent to side A and is opposite of side B. So if we were to look at the trig ratios of alpha, we could calculate the sine of angle alpha as the opposite, which is side B, divided by the hypotenuse, which is side C. So the sine of angle alpha is B over C. If we were to look at the cosine of angle alpha, we would be looking at the adjacent side, which is A, over the hypotenuse, which is C. So in this case, the cosine of alpha is A divided by C. And for the third trig function, when looking at the tangent, we are looking at the opposite over the adjacent, which again, B is the opposite angle, or the opposite side, and A is the adjacent side. So in this case, the tangent of angle alpha is B divided by A. So this is just a simple way of looking at and identifying the three basic trig ratios for our trigonometry unit. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.